Hi guys, so today I have Spellbinders June 2022 large die of the month to share with you. It's the Paisley Dream set. Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So again, just real quick, they revamped your website. I know I had a lot of questions on my last video and other ones. They do require you to reset your password. They have emailed about it. If you don't see your email and you just go to log in, it might just tell you that's not your password anymore, right? So just click on forgot my password and reset it that way and you're good to go. I've had a lot of other questions. I think one of the other ones is about the portal, and to be honest, I haven't logged in yet, but I think once you log in just to your Spellbinders account, you'll probably have the portal there for the club kits. And you can always add them. I can see that was easy to do. I just could not find the portal link, so I was like, oh, you know, it's probably under just your regular Spellbinders account. If I am incorrect on that, I will type out some more information in the description box about that, okay? So by the time you watch this video, I'll have logged in myself just so I know that that's where it is. But I believe that's the case. If not, you guys can also let me know. But like I said, I record things early, so I'm just kind of there, and then just with some of the questions that I already received. But, okay, so this is the main piece, and I was going to go ahead and pair this with the Glimmer of the Month, because a lot of the sentiments in there would look really pretty. You can cut it with this, and it's all really wonderful, but then I thought, well, maybe I'll just do that one on its own. So I'm going to work with just the large die today. I might grab some papers from the card kit of the month, we'll see, but I really want it to just be clean and beautiful, because this is the main item, and as you can see, it's going to cut this gorgeous thing for you. Now this middle part will be there, or unless you put an inlay and it's all lacy, you know what I'm saying? I think that would probably be really pretty actually if you did white on white and just put it in the background of something. This would look amazing. But the intention is you have this and you build off of that with like these other items. So I don't know if you can see, like this guy matches up on there, so you can cut that out a different color. Same thing with the opposite one on this side. It's a little bit different, so it has its own. This guy, of course, can be popped up on there, and this one just has a slightly different look, but you can also pair it up and then just have a different look, you know, sticking out or peeking out from the back there. All these pieces are inlays. This one can cut the whole inlay, so if you want a background layer plus you want an inlay layer and do something else with that, you can pair them up with these guys. You can, you know, just, there's just so much to do with it. You can leave that one there, maybe cut this out of this, you know, however it is that you want to layer it up, of course, will look amazing. Once you get here, you have these areas, and you can just leave it like that. I mean, it looks pretty. The intention on that is you cut these guys, and this little flower will be kind of out here. And then on top of that guy, you can place these little guys. So yeah, you have a couple different layer flower. And then in here, you can see there's like this, maybe you can see the flower here. This little flower, oh, are we focusing? Right there is the same as this die, so you can also layer up on top of that guy. This little piece, like this little portion, kind of echoes back to what's going on with this little piece, because in this guy, you can put in here, I don't know if you see that little, there's like a little area for it. Also within here, all these little areas there and there. We're going to do that today, so don't worry if you're not seeing it. You can pop this in there. It looks like a little flower bud. We have flower centers, and again, you can change this guy up too if you wanted to use that. You can pretty much recreate the whole thing without that background piece if you wanted to in different ways, you know. And then we have the word hello. So what I'm going to do is I really, really want to use gold and I want to use black. So those are the things I'm like in my head want to use. I think I'm going to use the embossing folder of the month too, so I kind of misspoke at the beginning. I said I was only going to use this because I love the texture and all that. So I think, well, let me grab some papers, but I think I'm going to cut this out in black so it's ready to build off of. I was thinking about cutting in gold. I think it'd be really lovely too, but completely black. And we need 2 of each of these things. So let me just grab some papers and we'll get started. So I have some base pieces here. I have a card from the card kit. Again, standard A2 size, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, but it comes from the card kit, so it's already a card ready to go. I have a white piece of paper here that I'm just going to emboss. It's cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 because I like those small kind of numbers there, or the way that looks. And I'm just going to line this up kind of in the center here so that this little diamond piece, I don't know if you can see that, is more or less centered. A lot of it's going to be covered up, so you're not going to see too much, but I just kind of want to do that. Let me see a little more this way. Okay, so I'm just going to run that through. And in the meantime, I'm going to cut 2 of these, just like this. So I'm going to cut 2 of these out of the black paper, And so that's gonna have a black background right here. You can inlay into that if you already want it to kind of show through to this other one. You can definitely do that. This one cannot go within inside of that because I think it's gonna end up cutting off the very ends, you know, so you can't really pair those up. At least I haven't tried, but that's what it looks like. And then I'm going to use this little guy, and I'm going to cut it from this gold paper. And again, I'm not going to do any inlays on this one. I think what I'm going to do is then use this guy with an inlay and run that through. And I'm going to place that on top. So for right now, I'm going to do 2 of black, 2 of this gold from the card kit, and then run through my embossing folder. Come out so pretty. Look at that. And look at this one. I didn't weed it out, but it just looks so nice. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So I actually went ahead and cut that little strip piece out of this black because I'm not going to put a sentiment on it, but I do want it there just, I don't know, as part of the design. So here's our paper. So pretty. So the other day when I used it with the raised side up, but of course it looks gorgeous with the flat side up, the deboss, if you will. You know what, let's do that, because that way I can stick these things down pretty well to it too, since it's a flat surface instead of having like all the different raised areas. So I think that'll work for us. And I'm always tending to use a wet glue, especially with something like this. Let me just hopefully clear that out. And I'm going to stick that down. And then I'll kind of arrange what I'm going to do with the black pieces, and then we'll just build up from there. So I'm just going to put this together, the card base down, and then go from there. I'll be right back. So these gorgeous things, and let's see kind of where we want them to be before we, like that was right up there, and this one right here. Where would this fit in? Like right in there. So what I'm going to do is place this guy right about there, and then the other 2 pieces I will kind of eyeball where they need to go. And I have that perfectly lined up in the center. I know it's hard to see, but that embossing or deboss now, because of the way I lined it up earlier. So it kind of helps me see where I'm at, if I'm in the right spot as far as this little band goes. That's pretty good. I'm going to put this guy here. Okay. So I'm going to glue these down directly, and I'll do the same thing for that top one. I'm just eyeballing to see where it needs to be. And just going to put glue wherever and then just lay that down. And I'll do the same for the top one. And while I'm holding those guys down, that was really easy actually. I just kind of squeezed the glue and just went around the little areas. So obviously if there's nothing there, the glue doesn't stick, and if there's paper, it stays on there. So it was very easy. And look at these beauties. So pretty. And again, I'm not gonna put too much. I'll probably just put in the center area, maybe a little bit there, because it'll hold down. And place that one there, and I'll place another one right down here. And then in the meantime, when I come back, I'll have run this and this through some white paper. I need 2 of them again. And of course I tape it down so it doesn't move. So I'll have 2 of these that are like little inlaid pieces I can put right on top, okay? I'll be right back. So we have these guys, and I'm just going to stick these down. I do want to make a mention, these little flowers kind of tuck behind like these ends here. Now, I could tuck it behind this black part if you wanted to, and then build up from there. But since we have the green layer we're going to put on top of that anyway, you can tuck this between the black layer and the green layer, or just not have glued this down, you know what I'm saying, pop this behind it before you glue it down. But just a quick note on that if you prefer. I'm just going to put these, and again, since I'm putting this on a metallic piece of paper, I'm going to dab off a lot of the excess glue just so it doesn't smear around everywhere, because the paper is very slippery, being metallic as it is. Sorry, I know it's hard to tell, hard to see that, but just going to pop that there. And I'll do the same thing on this part. And in the meantime, when I come back, I'm going to cut 2 of each of these out of some green paper. Look for like a bright green. I think that'll look lovely. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So I have my little greenery cut out, but like I said, we still need to cut our little flowers. They're going to kind of sandwich behind there. So I'll put these here, and I went with a really bright green. And as far as, you know, I love my corals, so I'm going to go with coral kind of pinky colors for our flowers. They can all be different colors. For this large one, I think what I'll do is these 2, we need 2 sets of 2, right? So for each top and bottom, we need 2 of them. So for this one, I think I'm going to cut out from this coral paper I have here. And then I'm also going to cut out the little center kind of piece that goes in there out of this lighter pink paper I have. The little buds that are here and there, I think we can do with the light pink also. And then these little flowers. So this one cuts out 5 at a time, and I think that's how many you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so for each one. So again, we'll just run it through twice. Run this through twice, run this one through twice, and then this one I will also make the coral color, so this little guy I also need twice. And then we'll just start putting it together. Again, we have some flower centers. You can use rhinestones or whatever as you like, but we also have those too. Okay, I'll be right back. Guys, so I have some pieces here, and we can load up our little flowers, you know, here or out here. I'm just going to put like a little glue on this and bring this guy over on top. And that's what's going to go like in here. Again, it can nest in a little bit, or it can be right at the edge. You know, it can be off of there, however you want to use this. So if you want to nest it in there, you can kind of place it like there. So I'm just going to put a little, you can shape them if you want. Right now I'm just going to kind of stick them down just a tad there. Again, I'm bringing in just a little bit. And I'll do the same with this next one. I just put it on here instead. And again, if you wanted that behind the black piece, you can definitely do that. And then here. And I'll place that again, kind of like in here. Wherever it is that you want to place it. And I think from there, I'm going to go ahead and place one of the leaves. And the reason I'm doing this because the next thing is there's a little bud there and it kind of overlaps this leaf a little bit, it looks like. But we'll see once we get down here. So I'm going to put this on here. And you can even drop shadow it too if you wanted. It doesn't have to go right on top. I'm just going to place this in here. You can see like you can have a little bit of that black hanging out behind there. That looks kind of nice. I'm going to leave that way. Just kind of, it's a little bit higher up than the black area. And then like here, I can put a little glue. Oh, my glue bottle is being very generous right now. Let's take a little bit of that away. And just pick up one of our little flower buds. So I placed that there. So there's another one here, the little flower bud. There's one in here. Actually, we'll do that one right now. One here and one here. Of course, I'm going to place the greenery. Then I'll place that other little pink flower bud over here. And these guys, again, if you want to shape them, you can definitely do that, but or you can even offset them. I'm just going to put glue on this itself and bring over this guy. And let me see if there's a certain way this needs to go on here. It looks like this little... That looks pretty good. It's not exactly symmetrical, but you can kind of see where it might need to be placed. And then again, another little bud right here. So I'm just going to put the glue on this. Just a little glue. And pop that little guy on there. Okay, so whatever I do here at the top, I'll do at the bottom. So I'll add this green here, put my little buds. Same thing at the bottom, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay, guys, my last little piece I'm going to pop on here. And so pretty. Look at that. And then, of course, my card opens this way, so when we put our sentiment, let's not put it on upside down. But you can also do it this way, you know, if you want to orient it a different way. Just use one piece, you know, maybe coming it down from the top or just across this bottom, right? If you were doing it this way, or even this way. Oh my gosh. This is so pretty. And I haven't even really decked it out with anything else other than just all the die cut pieces. Look at that. Again, all the colors you want. So many design options. What I'm going to do is take the Hello, and you know me, I love my coral, so I think I'm going to cut this out of coral paper, and you can drop shadow it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead with the coral layer and just put it right here. So I'm going to cut this out, and I'll be right back. Okay. Ooh, look how clean that came out. So pretty. I'm just going to pop that in there. Really delicate and nice. So, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these. This is the kind of set I just, oh, it's so pretty. I mean, because you can do so much with it. adapt it to anything, you know, purples, oh that'd be so lovely, or like blues or yellows and oranges. I mean, there's just obviously all the colors of the rainbow I can list, but they would all look so pretty, you know. I'm just gonna pop this right in here, and you know, just popping each thing through twice. It didn't take too long for something that has so much detail. Just try to see if that's about centered or where I want this, but I suppose that looks good right there. Alright. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have some images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.